Welcome to the Third Win channel. Today we're going to be doing a Bates Motel character tier list. I love this show. I've seen it through twice, and yeah, I'm gonna try to make this quick. Just gonna go through, my favorite characters, my least favorite characters, and put them into tiers. All right, let's start with Nick Ford. Um, Overall, I mean, he's a drug lord, but overall, he was decent. He wasn't the worst. He goes in about a C. He shows some, love for his deceased daughter and whatnot. So he seems like a decent guy, but obviously he's still a drug lord, so a lot of sketchy things. Next, we got Bradley, who I think is an S tier just for giving Norman a chance, and the way she went is just so sad, honestly. She's one of my favorite characters, and yeah, what an interesting one. She had this kind of interesting personality. Next, we got Blair. Blair, I'm gonna give her a C with her dad, just cause a little bit too kind of seductive for a teacher, but I appreciated her kind of interest in Norman's scholar achievements. I don't know, his writing or whatnot. But moving on, now we have my personal probably favorite character in the show, Dylan. Um, in a way, he feels like the only normal character in the show, and you're always kind of rooting for him, like get it done. I guess, the only thing I don't love is when he's kind of like um, drilling at his mom, like yelling and all that. But I mean, it's justified because she didn't give him a great childhood, but uh, yeah. Otherwise, Dylan's style. I like his jacket with the yellow and the green stripe, and everything about Dylan really just the way he hustles and takes these jobs, and he's good at them. So I don't know what to say. He's just great. Next, we have George, who was one of Norma's first love interests, I think. Who he's just not very memorable to me. I'm gonna put him in as a C. He was alright, just wasn't anything special. Next, we got Zayn, who he goes in the same kind of C tier. These are characters that I don't, they're alright. I don't hate them. I don't love them. Alright. Actually, I kind of want to put him in D tier because when he shot his sister, oh man, I really didn't like that. Shows a lot about his character, so you know what? He's gonna go in D for me. Next, we got the new sheriff in town. Her name was it Jane? I think it was Jane. She was all right. Nothing, as a Bates Motel watcher, they kind of intentionally make her not very likable, but I think she's just a solid character. Mm, yeah, somewhere here. Next, we got Norma, who, as a character, I mean, I really like her. She's really unique and everything, and obviously, mother and everything. Um, is she S worthy? Yeah, sure, why not? She's very likable, as a kind of from a viewer's perspective. Next, we got Christine, who will go here. She's just not a very good person. Honestly, probably D tier. Didn't like her at all. Next, we got Julian, who will go down as like a top of B tier character. He's one of the people who approaches Norman in the not an insane asylum, but the kind of psychiatric place. And he's quirky and he has his ticks as well, but somewhat normal. Next, we have Sam Loomis, who I believe also appears in the movie Psycho. Obviously, not the same actor, but the same character. I'm gonna put him, yeah, top of D tier. For cheating on his wife. Not great. Next, we got Romero, who I'm gonna put. Actually, you know what? I think Romero is just a step below Dylan for me. Romero is that character which at the beginning you're quite skeptical of. You know, you still respect him as a character and everything, and he's a mean sheriff. You know, they couldn't have cast this any better. Amazing acting. But as the story goes on, you learn more and more about him, and you like him more and more. And he eventually he becomes our co-hero with Dylan of the series. So, you know, top two favorites. Um, Phenomenal, and the acting is just so on point, so tough. Next, we got Chick, who I'm gonna put as a solid A tier actor. No, not actor, a character. There's not really anything that really brings him down. I guess he's just slightly. He gives me that A tier character feeling. I'm also gonna put Norma probably above Bradley, just more important. Chick, I love that he's smart. He he kind of realized what's going on. He's not scared though. You know, he still treats him as a person, and just being that neighbor, and mm, you know, he's just all right. You know, he's a fairly likable character. Next, we got Olivia. When we get to Olivia, like then you start to realize that maybe some of these characters shouldn't be an S. We'll put Bradley down to A, top of A tier. Yeah, Olivia is just the heart of the show. You know, this innocent, really nice girl gets dragged into all this, you know, and half the time she's blindsided by it. So really cool, and giving Norman a chance and all this, and being, you know, pretty much his best friend in the series. And the relationship with Dylan is so heartwarming, and what Dylan does, it's great. So yeah, up there. Next we got Caleb. Caleb, no, I appreciate him trying, but he just doesn't come off as a great guy. I'm sorry. He's a great character though, but yeah, D tier, not very likable, you know. Next we got Norman, and I know that he's the bad guy really of this series and whatnot, but you can't help and root for this guy, or at least I couldn't. I mean, he was really great, honestly. You know, I will say I think these four characters ahead of him are more likable, or you kind of feel with them more than you do with Norman. But Norman as a character is just really compelling still in terms of, you know, being a viewer. So we got Rihanna's character, who is called Marion. There's nothing really bad to say about her. I think she can go around here. She's not a very important character in the show. Next, we have... Her name was... Gosh, I'm having a hard time remembering. Jody? Yeah, Jody. She came off as a really strong female, kind of strong female, and the few moments of her that we got, she came off as a great likable character, tough. So she goes at the bottom of A tier, and the way she died is sad. Even though we didn't get see, if we can connect to a character like that in such a short amount of time and have her character be sad, no, her death be sad, then it's been done well. Dr. Edwards. Could put him right here. I think he's a great doctor, and he approaches Norman in a good way, but you know, letting him go in the way that he did, obviously he didn't know everything, but letting him go back home in the way that he did was probably very irresponsible, but you can't put it all on him, and I'm gonna put him about there. It's really interesting to kind of like observe if he is getting inside Norman's head or not, if he really knows everything. Gunner, solid bottom of A, just really kind of bubbly, fun character. Great. Madeline, no, is it Madeline? Yeah, it's Madeline. So this guy's wife. Same kind of boat for me. She's not that important of a character. She had a say in the hearing and all that, but yeah, we'll put her here, I think. Oh, next we get truly the scum of the show. This guy. top dog in terms of scum, Zach Shelby. Oh God, no good. When we find out what he does, and oof, yeah, bottom of D tier. Next we got Cody, which I like less than Brady as a love interest, but she was more kind of this. Punky's probably the wrong word, but you know, yeah, she's good. I'm gonna put her at the top of B tier. And finally, we got the innocent professor that gets in the way. You know, a lot of these characters get in the way and are innocent, so I'm gonna put him about here. I feel really bad for the way things went for him, and you know, being able to stand up for himself and say, "I don't want to ever hear from you ever again." You know, props to him, and you know, he survives, so that's great. Um, I've just realized I probably put the five main characters in the S tier, but you know, that speaks to the quality of the show. Our main characters are very, you know, the attention is kept on them and they're interesting. But that being said, that is my Bates Motel tier list. I'd like to hear from you guys. What are your favorite characters or your least favorite characters? Where did I go wrong? Leave a like if you like this Bates Motel content and subscribe for more. This has been the Third Win channel, and we'll see you guys soon.